Happy New Year and welcome back to the channel. So if you're here, I'm guessing you set yourself a New Year's resolution. I'm also guessing that isn't going too well. And that's okay. That's just what happens, right? We start out with all the best intentions, then life just gets in the way. We forget about it. And then we come back again next year to try again. Honestly, that's why I've never been a big fan of them. I don't tend to make them. To me, they were always lies that people told themselves in order to get psyched up for another year of the same old stuff. By telling themselves that this year it'd be different. In my mind, I always thought, if you're gonna make a change, why wait till New Year? That's why I started Fat Guy to Fit Guy in July instead of January. But researchers taught me that I was wrong. I know, I was shocked too. How could I be wrong? One study even suggests that people that make resolutions on January 1st were 10 times more likely to have stuck with them 6 months later when compared with those that made resolutions mid-year like I did. Although, we all know that 10 times more likely still means that the majority will fail. That's why gyms see more business in January, personal trainers will gain more clients in February, and then things generally go back to normal by around March. And why is this? It's because changing human behavior is really hard. And I think that comes down to people wanting to think big. That is admirable. It's good to have lofty ambitions, but maybe this year we start small. Pick some small targets that you can hit consistently. Now, at first you may be thinking that's getting you nowhere, but that is your big thinking brain playing tricks on you. It's making you want to go big while you've got that early year enthusiasm. But when that enthusiasm wanes, all of a sudden your big thinking brain becomes your let's try again next year brain. Or even worse, it becomes your thinking of excuses brain. The reality is that by achieving small targets on a regular basis, your progress will compound, just like interest. Hopefully I'm keeping yours. And this isn't just applicable to going to the gym. This is the same for everything. If you want to read more, why not start by just reading 2 minutes every day? Your brain can't tell you that you don't have time for that. In fact, you can do that while you're waiting in line for coffee, or waiting for a pot to boil, or even on the toilet, who knows? And then maybe once you've finished your 2 minutes, you want to carry on. Just make sure that you hit that 2 minutes every day. One of my goals this year is to make one non-fitness video every month. I'm a big old nerd, and as such, I have nerdy interests. So if that doesn't appeal to you, those videos won't be for you. Another thing these small targets will help with is one of the big issues with New Year's resolutions. They're too vague. Honestly, how many of you made a resolution this year that sounds like this? This year, I want to get in shape. Or, this year, I want to eat better. Or the big one, this year, I want to lose some weight. When you were making this resolution, in your head, you had a picture of what you wanted to achieve. But when it came to actually saying it, you went for the vague option. Maybe that's so that there's no clear pass or fail margin for you to be held to. But by doing this, you're robbing yourself of something. Because with no clear pass or fail indicator, then there's no yardstick to know if you've achieved. And then your brain doesn't release that serotonin because you've accomplished something. So with each of your small goals, be specific and make sure you tell someone. So going back to personal experiences, I set myself a goal that I thought was attainable. I wanted to lose 10 kilos. Then I needed a way to keep myself accountable. I needed to tell someone. So that's when I started making videos to tell all of you. This ensured that when I wasn't feeling motivated, that I got up and I did it anyway, so that I could tell all of you that I've done it. And this can be where people struggle. It's hard to tell people your goals, especially people you know. If that is you, this is where a personal trainer could be useful, if you can afford to get one. For those of you that can, my oldest friend just happens to be a personal trainer. I don't know if he's looking for new clients right now, but I'll put his information down in the description. Head over to Instagram, give him a follow, see what he's all about. He certainly knows more about this kind of stuff than I do. But if not, you can always write them down. Research suggests that the people that write down their goals are 40% more likely to achieve them. In fact, why not write them down in the comments? Then we can all keep each other accountable. For yourself though, track your progress and make sure to reward yourself for hitting milestones along your journey. Try to be okay with failing occasionally. A year's a long time. Things will happen that you can't foresee. Last year taught us all that. At times like that, take a break. Maybe just a couple of days before you get right back into it. Now, some of you may be thinking that this is all about willpower and motivation. And to a degree, that would be correct. But willpower isn't infinite. It's a resource that can be used up. So it's important to try and take this out of the equation wherever possible. That means, if you want to eat better, don't keep junk food in the house. That way, when you want a snack, you can't just pick up the cookies. If you want to spend less time on social media, delete the apps from your phone. There's also apps like Off Time that you can download to your phone that will limit your time on social media apps. So that way, when there are days when your willpower is running a little bit low, your motivation just isn't there, you will have given yourself the best chance to succeed regardless. And then, if that isn't enough, and you fail anyway, that's okay. Take a break, come back to it in a couple of days. Don't beat yourself up over it. After all, there's always next year.